Oh, it is stifling hot. So hot. So you got to pardon me while I crank this AC, because it's bad. I'm already breaking out in a sweat. That's how bad it is. So bad. Not realize my radio was on. All right. What's up, lads and ladies? How are we doing today on the fine 31st of May? Been a minute. And it is not stories from my Jeep on my way to work today. Today's stories from my Jeep on my way home, because again I had to open. So you know what that means. It's too dark out. Couldn't film. Didn't have the light. Didn't have that magic hour light. The little bit of light. The little light. Anyways, so today I'm going to tell you the story of when my brother and I froze. Yay! No, this was in Ohio. I was in the 8th grade. My brother was a freshman in high school, and it was winter, obviously, because we froze. We were dicking around in that park that was next to us. It's the same one, if you remember, in my groundhog story where I almost like fell off a cliff. Same park. Huge creek, deep, probably about 6-7 feet deep. Is that a creek? Is that a river? I don't know. Creek was in the park's name, so yeah. Anyways, so we go to this park and we're all having fun. We're like playing around. There's nobody in the park because it's snowing like crazy. I think it was like, it's hard to say. It was like I don't know, like 5 degrees out, maybe less. I just thought of another story I'm going to tell you one time. When we played basketball in the snow, that was at -1. They canceled school. Anyways, but back to this story. They hadn't canceled school. It was I think it was a weekend, but we're like, let's go to the park, because where we had lived before in like Virginia, and then before that I think we spent time in Florida, so like we hadn't really like seen like snow in a while, you know, like good old wholesome snow. So we throw our jackets on. We got jeans on and like sneakers and whatever jacket we had, and we're like, cool, let's go check out the park. So we go to the park and we're walking around random, blah blah blah, doing whatever we do, and there's nobody in the park because it's so fucking cold. There's nobody in the park. So we're just playing around, doing what we do. There's nobody in the park, so we're like, oh, screw it, let's see how thick the ice is on the creek. So we start stepping on the creek and we're like, oh, it's actually really thick. It's supporting our weight. We're like, oh, okay. So we're on there. We're just like walking around on the creek. And of course, you know, boys will be boys. We start, you know, gotta go to the bathroom, so you know what happened next. Yeah, there was some yellow snow. We were trying to cut through the ice with our streams, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, y'all snowed it, and then we were walking around, and we're walking, and then here's the lightest, the faintest of cracking. Yeah, the ice is just like crack, you know, the faintest, and we're like, oh no, we're good, and we just kept going, and then boom, my brother fell through, and I was like, oh shit, and he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, and he's like, and I go and I pull him out, and he's like, oh, it's so cold, and I was just like, really? It's covered with ice. Is it cold? You know, I wasn't that sarcastic back then. Now, yeah, I totally would say that now. But back then, no, not so much. Yeah. So he falls through, and I was like, oh, do you want to go home? He's like, no, we can still, you know, play around. And he's like, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we started walking around again, and then I got too close to where he fell in, and then I fell through, and it's like up to about right here, you know, like mid-chest at least. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold. And I get out, and I'm like, he's like, do you want to go home? I was like, nah, we can still dick around a little bit more. So we do some exploring, because like we're walking on this big creek, and we'd never been able to explore like, because like a side of a like this huge fucking like mountainside like runs into it. So we were never really able to explore that area. So we were like, oh, okay. So we're walking on the side of this frozen creek, you know, just Dodge Charger, man. Why does it sound like a Honda Civic? So we're like, oh, okay, yeah, let's check out the side of this. I'm gonna call it a mountain. It wasn't a mountain, but that's what I'm gonna call it. Because you know why? Because I can. It's my channel. It's my video. I can do what I want. Whatever. I'll do what I want. So we're walking around, and we're inspecting this side of this mountain, and Chris falls through again, and I'm laughing at it. I'm like, boom, and then I fall through, and I'm like, oh, and then he's laughing, and then he fell through again and again, and we were both just like fall through. We're like, you know what? My feet are completely numb, so we're like, okay, maybe it's time we go home. So we get out of we get off the creek, we're back on land, we're walking, and as we're walking back to our house, probably maybe only like a 5-10 minute walk, we weren't that far into the park, and as we're walking, and slowly we go from this to this to this, and we're waddling back and forth like this because our jeans had frozen. Our shoelaces were like sticking straight up. Like all over this had frozen like solid. Had frozen solid. We were just like walking like we were like our legs were in casts from like the hip down. Like we were just like we're like two popsicle sticks, you know? And we were like, what is going on? We're like, oh shit, we did not expect that to happen. We hadn't really been in like weather that cold before. So we waddle into our house, like getting up the steps that was amazing in itself. I wish I would have had a GoPro back then. That would have been hilarious. So we get to the house, and we're trying to take our pants off, but we can't because they're frozen. So we have to we have to stand, like if you live up north, or you've lived up north ever, you know, like vents and everything, they're in the floors, because like all your heating and a furnace and everything's in the basement. Oh, you can do U-turns here now. So I used to work there. They shut it down. Anyways, so we get into the house, and we got to stand on this. He picks one, I take the other one, and we got to stand on the vent with the heat going in the floor of the living room. We made such a big puddle for like half an hour while our pants and our shoes defrosted and thawed out. And it was pretty funny. I'm surprised we didn't get frostbite, but I know frostbite, you gotta be in the cold a little bit longer than we were. But it was fun. I mean, we're just experiencing the winter, you know? It was a blast. I had a good time. All good times, all good times. So that's my story today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a blast to live through this one. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. It's going to be right there. And enjoy these videos right here. Yes. And hit that like button. It's always appreciated. I enjoy it, you know? Helps me help you, because I would like to do this more often. But as always, regret weighs far more than failure. So you guys get out there and keep being awesome.